Hello there, and welcome to Navigating Life as an Immigrant Woman, where we share stories and challenge you to expand your thinking and leverage your immigrant advantage. If you are on that journey of becoming a successful woman, you are in the right place. Welcome to today's episode, where we're going to take a look at how self-limiting behaviors impact your success and what you can do to overcome them. Earlier this week, I presented to a group of newcomers and immigrants to Canada on how to find a job in Canada. We started by doing a sharing circle. And during this circle, we heard some of the barriers that the attendees were experiencing, barriers to getting meaningful employment or starting their own businesses in Canada. A few things stood out to me, and many of these are really common to immigrants. The first one was that perception of being an outsider. This is a label that is unique to immigrants, and it certainly requires a deeper dive. We're not going to discuss that today, and hopefully we're going to do a session on labeling at some point. The second and biggest thing that stood out to me is those limitations that we impose on ourselves. It all starts in our minds, and it's those things that we say we can't do because you just fill in the blank for yourself. Or those places we can't go because, again, fill in the blank. Or there's just things and there is a person that we cannot become because. You get the drift. Every single one of us has these self-limiting beliefs. And for many immigrants, these beliefs actually hinder our success. A classic example is language barriers. During this event that I talked about as I was presenting, and during the sharing circles, many of the participants started sharing their stories first by apologizing for their lack of fluency in English, and that in itself was why they could not get the jobs they wanted. Yet, they also shared that they speak more than one language. For me, what struck me was that the fact that they did not recognize that they already had some valuable skills and strengths, even just with that fact of being multilingual. And then they did not know that they could leverage these skills and strengths to start developing and working on their success journey. By telling themselves that they are not qualified because they do not have the language skills, they've already cut themselves out of valuable opportunities to advance. So they will definitely not be comfortable networking and volunteering. And these are some of the places that get people that career advancement, or for those wanting to start their businesses. You just have to network. But if you've already told yourself that you don't have the language skills, chances are you will not step out and try to network with people. So, here are some of the tips I can share to work on your self-limiting beliefs. First, you need to identify them. Of course, you can't solve any problem if you don't even identify the problem that you have. And the truth is that some of us do not take the time to think through what we're doing, what we're always responding to, and how we're responding. What do you tell yourself about opportunities when they come your way? Just sit with that discomfort and dig deeper. In my book, The Successful Immigrant Woman, I shared some tools on doing scenario planning that I think can help you to do this reflection. Some of those questions that I would ask myself sometimes are, and so what? That is a strong question to ask if you have limiting beliefs. Another question that I would ask myself would be, and what else? Think of it. When you ask yourself, and what else? It begins to unearth for you deeper reasons why you may be afraid of something, because fear is one of those reasons why we don't have the confidence, and why we tell ourselves we cannot go to places, we cannot do things we know we should do that are going to help us to be successful. So sit with that question, and what else? The other question that I have is, if so, then what? There's other questions and tools that I've used in my book, The Successful Immigrant Woman. Feel free to check those out and sit with these questions and begin to explore, do that deeper dive into yourself, and just think of how you're removing yourself from so many opportunities that present themselves to you. The second tip that I will share with you on overcoming these self-limiting beliefs is to remind yourself that you don't need every qualification to start your journey. You already have some, so acknowledge that, identify them, and know how to add value with those. Remember, as you go on your journey, you will continue to pick up the rest of the skills and qualifications that you need. So don't wait to have all of it, or just don't tell yourself you don't have it. You do have some skills, you can add value, you do have some qualifications. Start with that, and as you go on your journey, just like everybody else, nobody came out of the womb with everything that they need to work as an adult. You will pick up on your journey as you go along. And the last tip for today is, really think about these stories that you tell yourself. that are limiting your success. It's not just a confidence issue. It's also because we don't often challenge these stories. Where do they come from? What are they blocking me from experiencing? How can I improve? Some of these questions can help you peel back the layers, and as you get clearer on the truth about you, your journey to success gets even better. I have a workbook, and it's a free download if you get a copy of my book. It's on crafting and owning your success story. I think if you went through that, if you go through that workbook, it's going to really help you begin to craft your success story and begin to tell yourself those stories that are going to be beneficial to you. I hope these tips have been valuable to you. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and also make sure to get a copy of my book, The Successful Immigrant Woman, on Amazon. And please comment and let me know if you have any feedback. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.